Brendan Charters with Eurodale Developments, and we are the builders of the Eurodale Dream Home. Originally, the project itself, I mean, they've done a dream home every year, and what we did was we met with the folks at Marketplace Eventsm, and we suggested to them that maybe we do something that was a little bit different than they'd done in years past, primarily reuse of the home. So I brought Richard Librack, architect, on board, and he came up with a very contemporary design, which you see behind me, that allows us to bring the pods in to the building on a truck, which came rolling in the big doors back there, and will allow us, hopefully easily, to load them back on the trailers, ship them out, and take them to a site up in Caledon East, where we will re-erect the structure that's behind me. The architect, Richard Librack, he started from a very germane process, putting together the initial design ideas. Again, because he is, and in my opinion, one of the top contemporary architects in Toronto, he started with some rough line sketch drawings based on the parameters that we're set with. And the real key parameters are the Ontario Highway Traffic Act, whereby you can only ship in certain sizes. The second real parameter is that door back there. The specific size, I mean, we come into a building with existing posts that are all around us, existing structure around the door, so we have to fit everything in and around what's here today. We didn't have the luxury like you have in the field of being able to cut a tree or position something however you want it in an open field. So he then started with the framework that we had to develop that concept. And then from there, obviously, as more and more meetings started to come about, the good thing is that Richard likes to have some interaction with the builder and the customer. So we had a lot of meetings where, I mean, here we don't have one customer per se, and that we have 150,000 people coming through the show. So we kind of, designing for 150,000 people is a daunting task. So together with Eurodale and Richard, we continue to develop this build project, and now we have that first concept building that we have behind us today. Well, the neat thing about these pods is because the way we've built them, in that they have a full 360-degree envelope of insulation. The floor package, the wall packages, and the roof package are all fully insulated. The nice thing is we can orient those pods in any way, shape, or form. What that allows us to do, theoretically, is take something like is behind me here, which is set in a very sprawling lot dimension, kind of a 150 by 150 lot dimension, and we can reorient those for, say, a 40-foot infill lot in the city. One of the other things that we can do is we can use those to do top-ups of existing commercial establishments. If you think about old Main Street settings, everything's 2 stories high, very boxy construction. These would stack on those very easily and very effectively to increase densities, create some live-work opportunities without having to tear down all those existing buildings as we've done in the past. We're able to increase the size and density. One of the other nice things as well is you can take a structure like we've got here, which is 3,000 square feet today, and either increase it to 5,000 square feet by adding more pods. We can add 3rd-story pods on top of the 2nd story. We can add more 2-story pods over the existing single-story pods. We can also effectively take away pods that are there today and take this down to a 2,000 square foot house. Because they have that full envelope of insulation, yes, you'll have some siding changes to do and that type of thing, but aside from that, you would be able to increase and decrease the size of the home to fit an individual's family needs. Perfect example, I'm 32 years old, well, almost, I'll be 32 very shortly. A lot of my friends buying their first houses. Basically what you can do is buy 5 of these pods, have a kitchen, family room, couple bedrooms, and a bathroom, And then as you develop more equity, so you don't have to take a big loan out, you could then buy singular pods as you need them. Let's say you have a kid, or maybe you have twins and you need to buy 2 pods. You can stack those on as your resources continue to build over life. Then when your kids turn 20, 19, 20, you kick them out of the house or they go to university, you have that empty nest issue. And that empty nest issue is a lot of problems for a lot of families in that, you know, it's a lot of work to upkeep the home. It's a lot of space just to clean, or you feel like you're living in this giant house and you're just a couple of people. So what you can do is take those pods that are no longer needed, say the second floor pods here, which are the kids' spaces, and you could sell them to your neighbors. You could even take those pods off and put them on a lot for your kids to move into and start developing their own pod structure. So the way this structure can mold itself to each homeowner's needs, that's the real interesting thing about it. The other thing is, most modular structures in years gone past, when you think of modular homes, everyone thinks of that trailer park in Florida that just got leveled by a tornado. This is nothing like that. This is a luxury home that has been built in a modular fashion that can be increased or decreased in size as the homeowner's needs change over a lifespan. The big difference and the big key difference here is that this is a true luxury home with all the nice fits and finishes that you find in a custom home that Eurodale would build for a client out on another site. This can then be built with those same finishes, but is movable. And that is a huge change in how we view the housing as a unit. Green building is the baseline today. So if your structure isn't taking those green initiatives into play, you're going to be with the dinosaurs. So we had to do some stuff here that was real cutting edge, but we really didn't invent anything new. What we took was the things that are the best practices today and applied them into this house. Things like high density spray foam insulation. You get a high R value per inch. We also have solar panels on this house. We have rainwater collection, which goes into a courtyard water retention pond. We have also that rainwater used for irrigation of the plants which are used for feeding the family within the house. We have some other initiatives. We have 2x4 framing instead of traditional 2x6 framing. We're able to do that because structurally it's strong enough, and we're able to get the same R value, the insulation value, with the spray foam that we would get with the normal fiberglass bat insulation. So we've got some real interesting things here that are already available to homeowners in the marketplace, but what we've done is grouped a whole slew of them together to make this home super, super efficient. The process of this build, like any prototype, is you go through this process once. It's a great learning experience of things that you would change. Even right up to the 11th hour, we are changing components of the design for the better, but what it did was it negatively impacted on some of the interior spaces. It's really creating system patterns to do this build that are kind of unfolding as we go right now, which will make future build processes a lot easier. I'm 100% confident that when we move this to the next site, that second erection of this building will be way easier than the first, only because we've already done it once. We already know what the challenges are going to be. And that's the real benefit of doing that modular system. Everybody from City Line is on board working with us here. We've got Jeanette Ewan, Ramson Kashi, Sharon Gretsch, and Karen Seeley, who have all designed the interior of the spaces. The information pod was done by Richard Librack Architects. So that's our office, our workspace in there. Eurodale and Richard are going to be in there talking to homeowners about all the interesting features within the home. So it's quite a lap to make. Lots of different spaces. Most are fairly traditionally based, but some are a little bit out there and wacky, and you're going to have a chance to see that. And hopefully the majority of those 150,000 people enjoy it.